Hi everyone. Today we are in North Carolina in a place called Raleigh. We are going towards the Chess Kings and Queens Academy. What's happening there? Well, we are going to have a very special session by a very special person. That's Grandmaster Magesh Panchanathan. He is a great trainer and also the founder of Chess Kings and Queens Academy. They have a special event dedicated to both Amruta and me, and so we are going there. As you can see here, Magesh getting everything in order before the event, and they both, Magesh and Arun, have been trainers of Abhimanyu Mishra in the past. This is the space where the chess training happens, and that's Anuprita Patil, Magesh's better half. Together, both of them have built Chess Kings and Queens Academy as one of the biggest ones in USA for last 12 years. And that's Mimi there. She is a big support to the entire place, and that was WIM Michelle Katharina. Many kids come here to train, and Sai, as a trainer here, is teaching the little kids all the little things here. By the way, there's a check by the queen. You need to block it with your knight. But what I really liked here is the interest shown by the kids. You can see them completely zoned in and interested in what they were learning. This is the space where the session was going to happen, and Magesh is getting things ready for his talk on Daniel Naroditsky. Close to 40 people could sit here, and it was packed as parents and kids started to enter in. And there you have everyone seated and excited for the session. We had 1 minute of silence for Daniel. It was something that everyone wanted to know more about this great personality who passed away 2 days ago. And Magesh is someone who knew him quite deeply. He spent a lot of time with him, did camps with him, and this session which you are going to see is where Magesh shows one of his games against Daniel Naroditsky. It's beautifully explained, and it tells you about why Daniel was such a special talent in the world of chess.
We have unfortunately a sad news. Yes,
Daniel Naroditsky died.
Grandmaster Daniel Naroditsky passed away today. He was only 29 years old. He was a good friend of mine, and I have trained with him, I have played games with him, I've taught chess camps with him, so it's unfortunately a very sad day. He passed away on Saturday, and we found out about it yesterday. So it's unfortunately a sad thing. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to share some of my experience with him. I will show you maybe a game or two, while of course Sagar has something else that he will share with us. I'm going to show you a couple of my games that I played against Danya. By the way, Naroditsky he goes by Danya for a lot of people who know him. And I taught with him in Castle Chess Camp, which some of you attended here, right? I don't know if Coach Michelle was a counselor in this camp, so she knows very well. I have some parents who have attended the camp, and if anyone else, Sai, you guys never did, right? And Advik didn't, I don't think he did either, so yeah. But it's a very well-known chess camp that happens once a year at Emory in Atlanta, and they invite grandmasters from all over the country. We teach, students, more than 100 students come in there. And Danya is usually teaching the topmost group. He is the number one instructor in that place. And we have like 10 instructors. And I'm somewhere maybe number 3 or number 4 teaching a few students. So I met him every year in this 1 week camp. And we used to have an amazing time. We would play ping pong, we would play chess non-stop, and usually this is how it would go. He would beat me in about 60 to 70 bullet games per day, right? And if I challenged him, he would still keep playing with me. He would never say no. And he would do this to anyone. If a 2100 approached him and said, hey, can I play a bullet game? He would play. If a 1900 approached him to say a bullet game, he would play, right? He is the most polite guy I've seen. And usually my best chance with him was in the first 3 games. I felt like he's always a little unsure, and he's forgotten how I play a little bit, and then I just try to sneak in a win the first 2 or 3 games. After that, it's all downhill for me then. So usually it's taking a bunch of beating from him. But I loved it because he would outthink me in a way I could not like even explain. Like we are playing a bullet game. You guys have played bullet game, right?
Yeah.
He would not only see a tactic, he would see something that I'm going to see and plan for that and beat me and explain that to me in a bullet game. I would feel humbled playing a game against him every single time. The speed at which he could think. So anyways, like I said, I'm going to show you something in which I played a game against him or a couple of games. All right, here comes the first game. So I will show a game or two, maybe 15-20 minutes, and then of course we'll have Sagar take over after that, okay? So this first game, I was playing black. You guys want to see it from my perspective or Danya's?
Yours.
Mine? Really?
Yours.
Danya's. That's what I thought. You want to see it from White's perspective. I was playing black. You want to see how he crushed me, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's better to see it from his perspective. All right, so let's go through the game. I'll go through the opening reasonably fast. So we got e4, e5, and I play this line all my life. If you've known me or if you've seen any of my games, I am an e4, e5 player to the core. That's the only line I've played. It's a good thing and a bad thing. You know, I have gained a lot of experience, but I sometimes become too predictable. So that is a challenge. So we have the Ruy Lopez, and it's a very solid line. Again, I'll go through the opening reasonably fast because I want to show the main part of it, like towards the middle game and end game. Castle, pawn to a4 and b4. So this is a setup where black is trying to close out the queen side a little bit. White's idea of a4 is basically to open up the file, yeah? And I'm trying to close that file down. And after this, knight d5. Here I played knight to a5. So I'm sacrificing a pawn. But why? Who can tell me? What am I getting? Advik?
The bishop pair.
The bishop pair, and also maybe something more. Of course, I'm getting a bishop pair. What he means is that I'm going to trade the knight for the bishop. Yes? Yes? Yes. I'm planning to ruin the structure, right? Because this pawn will have to take it back. White has these double pawns, not so great pawn structure, but I will be losing a pawn in return for that, right? So I played knight a5. He didn't take the pawn. He makes a trade and played bishop to a2 and d6, and actually one more move, and he castled. So here I will pause a little bit. This is one moment that is critical in the game, and then of course we'll forward more to the end game after that. So this time I want you to see if you can guess a move that black played. What do you think? Any good suggestions? Again, most of you play chess to some extent, I believe. Yes? I see some parents too, so Pita's laughing. There's like, yes, you can't Pita. So feel free to suggest anything that you think is interesting. So there's nothing that is beneath any level. We are here to kind of share and learn. So yes. Bishop to d4.
G4.
Oh, bishop to g4. Reasonable move. Yes. Yes.
Bishop B7.
Bishop to b7. Nice. Yes.
C5.
Wait, so we got bishop to b7. We got pawn to c5. What else?
B.
Yes.
No.
Oh. Any parents? Yes.
B3.
B3. Good guess. I played pawn to b3. I was on a mission. Yes, the parent gets the yes. By the way, I also played badminton with him. So. All right, sit down. So I played b3 here. The idea is, of course, to ruin the pawn structure. Even though I'm giving up a pawn, I feel like I might bottle up this bishop and ruin up his pawn structure a little bit, right? So he captures the pawn, and I play c5. Now, who can guess what Danya played? Let's see. Some of my top groups. I see Advik, Dhruv, Sai, one of you guys. I see some hands here to guess.
B4.
B4? That was easy. I thought this is supposed to be a little challenging. He played b4. What is the point?
To undouble your pawn.
Yeah, he gave the pawn right back to me, right? If he had waited one more move, right, I would have somehow figured out a way maybe to get my knight back, or maybe a rook coming in, and I could create what we call in chess as a bind, where I kind of hold you down and you can never get out, right? So if this pawn, these three pawns are held here, this bishop is never getting out, right? So the simplest thing you can do is sack a pawn and give more importance to the piece, right? But of course, this was a blitz game. I'm actually very proud of this game myself. And all of this is happening in the blitz game, and you check with the engine, it's reasonably like a decent game, right? Not too many big mistakes. So he played b4. Already I was a little disappointed, of course, like, I'm not tricking him with these things. So now the game goes on. I'm going to go through this again reasonably fast. Bishop e6 was played. Wait, is that right? No, he did not play this. No. Actually, this is what happened, right? We played in a DGT board, and the game came out like this, and I was a little unsure at the end of the game if Daniel blundered a piece and I forgot about it. And at the end of the game, I went back to him and I checked, did this happen? And he said no. And I still didn't believe him. But there was a video recording of the game, which I went to Charlotte Chess Center and I said, can I see the video? Because I have a feeling he blundered a piece and I didn't take it. But it turns out he was right. I should have just trusted his memory. The move order was a little mixed up. This didn't happen. Bishop e6 was played first. So the bishop got traded and then the rook came up, yeah? So let's be sure of that. So again, we kind of played on solidifying the position. He's playing on the open file. Eventually I tried to open up this center, capture. And at this point, I'm kind of liking my position, yeah? I got a good control in the center. Yes, he has a strong open file. Maybe he can double up. Also, maybe the pawns here are a little bit concerning for me. Why? Because this bishop is a light squared bishop, right? I mean, dark squared bishop. Maybe in an endgame, he might take that. But I was still feeling good. I was like, okay, I should be able to handle this position. And then we played on a few more moves. I even was able to take that pawn. And eventually we traded off a bunch of pawns. So we went here and he missed a win at some point. And this was a nice tactic he found in the game, but it's still not winning yet. So he takes, I take, and this is again called the simple deflection. A lot of you who might be doing chess tactics should be familiar with this. This rook is guarding that rook, right? And he's putting his rook on e7 saying, you can just take it. It looks like a free rook, but it's not, yeah? So I capture the rook. He takes that rook with a check, but it's only a trade. What did he gain?
No.
He gained something.
A temple.
A pawn, where?
On A5.
Yes, so he picks up the pawn at a5 because this is a check, right? So I move in and he takes this and eventually grabs this pawn. Pawn capturing all over the place. Eventually I play this move and I'm definitely winning this one now, right? Now, what do you think happened to this game? I lost my knight? Really?
You gained it?
Did I win, lose, or draw? Well, you can see the result on the top. For those who cannot see it,
You lost.
I was so disappointed. Look at the position, right? I am a grandmaster, right? I feel like I should get a draw in this position. So when we reach this position, I was like 99% sure I'm going to hold this. It's going to be a draw. Okay. I was like, okay, we'll play on a few more moves. I'm most likely going to make a draw. I don't think anything is happening much, right? But then he starts yes. I'm not losing here.
Yeah, no, I was going to say queen f5, queen c8, queen c2, but it doesn't work. So.
Yeah, I don't think anything is lost here. I'm still okay, right? But then this is the point where I just noticed a big transformation. He has this beast mode where he starts blitzing out moves like unbelievable speed. And suddenly out of nowhere, I feel like I'm in pressure, right? I shouldn't be in pressure in this position. This is 3 versus 3, queen versus knight. And then we start playing a few moves and he starts going super fast. I'm still kind of catching up and I'm staying with him on the game. I'm still okay. So first, I'm maybe still okay. I'm going to go to the most important point. Knight g6. So this first point, I think I should not have done this. Anyone can tell me why? Yes?
Queen f5.
What is the problem with queen f5? I mean, why is it bad for black?
Because then the h5 pawn is very weak.
Yeah, and the knight gets kind of stuck in a bad place, right? I am trying to capture a free pawn. I mean, not a free pawn yet. I mean, if he doesn't do anything, I get the pawn, yeah? But the problem is, he puts me on this pin, a little uncomfortable, yes.
Oh, I think you lose the pawn here.
Do I? Why can't I save the pawn?
Because after king moves.
What's the problem with the king moving up?
No, I was gonna say bishop f5, but then you're hanging the bishop.
How about this? How many of you think I'm losing this position?
It's worse.
Maybe a little.
I'm worse, but not losing. I cannot be losing yet, no, right?
You have to be.
Same feeling. At this point, I'm beginning to feel like sense bad things happening, but it's not happening yet, right? So I play king h6, and he plays bishop f2, and I play check. How many of you think I'm losing now? Oh no!
maybe.
You can all see this now. You can see what's happening.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
I should not have done that move.
You're losing. Oh.
Again, this is the problem when you feel under pressure. You want to simplify to make the draw. I don't want to play a queen, bishop, queen, knight endgame anymore. I want this game to end in a draw. So I have no chance of losing this. So I make a big mistake. I go to a king and pawn endgame thinking it should still be a draw. But again, I calculated this, so it's not an easy win, by the way. If you think it's an easy win, by no means, right? I looked at this for a few seconds. I thought I should be able to hold. So, how do we go to the king and pawn game? He takes, captures. So what's the move here? Bishop e3, and he pins. I have only one move, which is I have to save my knight, right? Now, how does white win? Let's see. Think for a minute. Let's see who can find what Danya found in a few seconds in our blitz game. You got something?
KG3, what is it called?
What is it?
KG3?
King g3, but that means you're not going to a king and pawn game. So your best chance is to win a king and pawn game. Dhruv?
Just take on f4 first. and then go
Okay.
g3 maybe.
What is it?
Take on f4, then go g3. Maybe.
Yes, but that's not winning. By the way, that's what he played though. It was still, I still had a chance to hold this game, even at that moment. Yes?
G3.
The problem if you play g3 right now, I'll show some of these things that you guys are talking about. If you play g3, the knight moves. Now remember this, once the knight moves, even if you win a pawn, this endgame is not winning. I can always make a draw. Yes?
Take g5.
So pawn takes g5, okay, I take back.
Then you go to
If you play king g3, I move the knight. So if you want to take the knight, I'm going to ask one question to all of you, right? Would you prefer taking the pawn first like this and then taking the knight? Or would you prefer taking the knight first?
Taking the pawn.
Taking the pawn first, why is that?
No, knight first.
Because if H captures g5, F captures g5, bishop captures f4, g captures f4, then g4 and
I see you're going into a variation, but I would like, let's see if it's an explanation of why I should not do it this way or that way. Anyone else who can say why you want to do the bishop takes knight first? Yes?
Because then it would not be a single pawn island, it would be two.
Well, in some sense, a bad pawn structure, right? So this is a natural move you should look at first, because look at how black's pawns are. Like she pointed out, they're split, right? They're much easier to target them and possibly win the endgame. And here the winning move is, you don't have a lot of legal moves. Let's see if you can find this. You have very few moves left. Yes. He got it. Wow. In one attempt.
I knew it's G4.
G4 is the move that I missed, and he also missed. Right? If he plays G4 now, I'm actually lost. Right? Let's think of the scenario that can happen here. One is I do en passant. Yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, don't forget the en passant. I still have it, right?
Yeah.
He takes with the king, but now his king is walking, my king is walking. I'm going to try to block him. He comes in, and now I have no possibility to stop his king. I have to let his king move in, yes?
Yeah.
If I push the pawn, he gets in. And if I move the king, he gets to king f5. But I have an interesting plan. I might do this. He goes king f5, and I might block now, but the problem is, of course, in king and pawn in game, if you have a free move with the pawn, that's like a huge secret weapon, right? I mean, it's not so secret. It's a weapon, right? Let's call it a special weapon. So if you do this, it's an easy free move and he wins. So if I do en passant, that's not going to work. But if he takes my pawn, I mean, if I take his pawn like this, he takes back, and now I'm still losing because his king will easily capture my pawns. They're poorly placed, like you said, right? They're split up, bad pawn island, double pawns. So that really doesn't help my position. So this is what happened. He plays g3. As soon as he plays this, he realizes he missed a win. Now, I did it. I was looking at this position thinking I'm still making a draw, right? No problem whatsoever. So black has only one move to stop this win now, yes.
I had a question after g4.
Okay, what is it?
What about king g6?
If you I'll just walk my king around.
Then f5?
f5 will always be at a g5. Right?
Then you play king f7, king e6, and try to create like a barrier.
But you cannot create a barrier. I have a pawn here, right? Okay, let's play it out, right? A little bit. So Advik wants to go king here and kind of stay here. But the problem with this is that at some point, you're going to lose the game because you have to stay within what we call as the square rule, right?
Yeah.
Your king is restricted, my king is not. So I'll go around, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll eventually take the opposition, and my king will find a way inside and get your pawns and eventually win the game. There is nothing you can do about it. Yeah? It's a good try, Advik, but it's not going to work. Yeah? So he played g3, and now I have one chance to save my game. Remember, we both have like 5 seconds, like 3 seconds, and every move is increment. Yes?
F5.
That's right. I had to play this move, the only move that saves the game. Because basically, now I stop him from playing the winning move. Right? So if I played this move, I would have gotten a well-earned draw. But instead, he plays g3. I play this one. He's so relieved. He just blitz out g4 now. It's like, okay. And then he relaxes after the move. That's when I know I'm done. Right? When somebody has 5 seconds on the clock and they relax down, you know something is a problem, right? That means they've seen the whole thing out. You've seen the whole variation, you've seen all it. It's just losing at this point. I played a few more moves, but it didn't really help. I tried to do what Advik was suggesting to try to keep the king around, but eventually this happened. He went, here my last chance was if he goes king f5, I guess. I take the pawn and I can go for a draw. But he played, of course, king g3, and now I'm losing the game. It's only one pawn, but anyone who studied a king and pawn in game with one pawn, you should know this is just a winning end. Yeah? So again, I feel like this game is a great example of how great Daniel was. So fast, absolutely fast. Like, he can think 10 things before we can even look at the position. He was absolutely amazing at that. And even though I lost this game, I was so happy about it. I showed this game in so many of my classes because it went down to the wire. I was just happy that I was able to do that. And a classic game, a classic win for Daniel. So that's my tribute to start, the day. I'm going to hand it over to what you guys came here for, right? All right, Sagar, come on in.